Sup Shredders, my name is Logan aka Spiderhands and welcome to this Patrons video where today I'm going to be making this custom monthly music review for Huang Zhudong. And this track is going to be another one from Dou Wei. Dou Wei, if I'm not mispronouncing that. It's the first track off the album that we checked out last time and in English. The first song, if we switch over to here, I think I've gone through Deep L for this. I think it's translated to Longer Tomorrow if I'm not mistaken. So we're going to listen through this track from start till finish and we're going to hear what we think. And we also have lyrics as well, kindly provided by Huang as well. So thank you very much for that. Let's go. Oh, nice intro with these guitars here on the pan sides. Nice palm muting here, clean tone there. It's an interesting way to start an album that is almost 30 years old now, but the quality is timeless. Yeah, like these drum synth bassy bits here, I could totally hear them in modern music, you know? Nice clicky kick there with the 8th note groove on the hi-hats. And I thought to lead into this verse section. The vocals are quite quiet in the mix, but I don't necessarily mind that as long as they are somewhat understandable or legible. That's usually fine. It doesn't have to be screaming in your face, you know what I mean? The higher range stuff is a little bit easier to discern. These jazzy harmonies are kind of slick on the guitar parts. Cool. Really slick transition back into this original motif here. I'm really glad there was that little bit of tension at the end without making it too cheesy or desperate. Great start to this. There's like a buzziness, a sense of kind of a, not necessarily grittiness. It's more like a hum that comes with this vocalist I'm not really that familiar with. Fair bit of vocal fry in there that gives it that hard rock texture. I dig it. Interesting melodies here in this part. Interesting 16th note groove on the guitar parts on the side to contrast with the 8th note groove of the drums. Okay, we're repeating this theme again. That's fine. I've got no complaints with that, you know? It was nice to have that one beat less. It wasn't predictable, was it? You didn't know that cut was going to come, but you appreciate it nonetheless. Lovely reverb tails on this part of the mix. Oh, there's some really trippy synths on the top side. Because what Huang Zhudong has been telling me, thank you for this explanation by the way, Huang, is that this is a concept album. So it's quite cool to be able to hear the different elements of it and know that it has a bigger picture, you know, a bigger scope than that. Oh, nice 8th note groove on those bells though. Yeah, that's sexy, dude. I dig that. More of that, please. Okay, we're going for more of a majorist tone in that harmony. That's cool. I can't complain with that. I think that's great. Oh, that distortion's welcome though at the same time. Has a bit of that sense of extra edginess to it, you know? It's a therapeutic vocal melody here. It's not attention grabby, you know. The song, even being the intro to an album, still sounds relatively confident in itself and what it offers to the listener. Oh, nice bit of tension in that. Oh, it goes to a diminished chord, doesn't it? Right. Nice way of mixing that root up a semitone. Great little trick there, songwriting wise. Oh, nice panning of those toms there. Mad respect, dude. Lovely pa, 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 pa. That blast back on it. Pa, you know, that pa, pa, pa. Cuts through the mix really nicely, even though there's not too much to cut against at this point. It's not like we've got a wall of sound or anything like that. There's a reasonable amount of dynamic range in this record. And we're just finishing with his palm muted guitar parts at the end. Great. What more do you need, right? Oh, that bass synth at the end though is ominous and uncomfortable, dude. It suggests that it all is not as it seems, you know? Which I adore. I think that's fantastic, because I believe I've listened to the second track of this album last time. So it's nice to have been able to hear both of these, and I'm appreciative of that, you know? Hopefully you might be able to see this if you're on like a computer or something like that. I'm just going to have a quick through the lyrics that were provided to me by Huang Zhudong. Take a big step in a hurry to find a source of pride you can be proud of. That's an interesting line, a source of pride that you can be proud of. Because, you know, sometimes you might feel proud for all the wrong reasons without even really being aware of it at the time, you know? It's just, the song appears to be about being human, you know? Finding a smile that makes you feel good, running madly and stumbling madly, you know? Leave yesterday for a better future to be able to embrace hope. Past glories, no matter what tomorrow will be longer. Avoid the grudging bustle of boredom. Develop yourself so that you can laugh in solitude. So that you can be by yourself and not need others, you know, necessarily all the time. Obviously, you don't want to become completely isolated, but how precious it is to give me hope, always dreaming of it. Tomorrow will be tomorrow will be longer. So I think that this track, because this is the conclusion, this track, Longer Tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken, is about telling someone, oh, I know what you're doing. You're trying to find your way through this world. You're rushing toward tomorrow. And I know that you're really hoping that things are going to improve and that you'll learn to be a better person and stuff like that. And that you won't be stifled by boredom, and that, you know, you'll have that hope and that opportunity for a better life and a better future. But at the same time, that bass synth at the end of the song kind of makes me feel as if maybe you can't escape it, or maybe you're going to have to go through some trials or tribulations before you're able to approach that sense of self or that sense of inner peace or whatever that they're suggesting earlier on in this track. I think that for a first song in an album, I believe this is a smart choice because it sets the precedent of the expectation of the protagonist involved within the track, you know. You have someone, it's like from like a second person perspective, you know, like as someone speaking to you directly saying you're this person running around madly and stumbling over and stuff. There is that sense of flawed humanity around it, where we think we're the hero and that we're going to get out of it scot-free. But I think it's a mature take, and I look forward to more of what I hear from Dou Wei in the future. You know, I'm really thankful to Huang Zhudong for this CSP Patrons custom monthly music review. Thank you very much for the suggestion. Because I really haven't listened to much of Dou Wei before, and I'm really impressed with what I have so far. The structure, the vocals in this were more of a chant than anything like this. It was a story that was being told, and there was a bit of angst in there, but it was also told from like the perspective, I think, of a mature, calm and collected person. There's no brashness or sense of aggression in there. It's kind of sounds like, at least this is my interpretation, that the person telling the story or speaking of someone else is someone who's been through all that stuff before, you know. This could have been something that maybe the singer had gone through on their own, or it could have been something that just a story that they're telling just for the sake of making a concept album. But either way, it's fantastic and it's very memorable. All the notes were held in the right places, great vocal technique, you know. Didn't sound like they were stretching themselves, and they were confident within that range. The structure of this track, you know, it had that verse chorus structure. There might have been some bridges in between, and there was an interlude, I think, there. Okay, and like with some sort of like if we go just have a quick look there. There's an instrumental part and break in the center between those chorus parts. I think it's nice just to have the instruments on their own outside of the themes that we've instantiated with the vocal led parts. The guitar-based drum parts, along with the synths, and accompanied the vocals really well and told the story effortlessly. There was a sense of hope and optimism that was communicated by the harmonies involved in here, and I like the fact that the instruments were played well without articulating or making an ego project on their own individual bits. There was a great sense of chemistry between the people in the band. At the same time, though, there was that sense of darkness, especially at the end with just that low-key synth, kind of like almost kind of sort of dramatic, a theater production or something. We're like, oh, the next chapter is going to be fairly spicy. It's like a till next time, you know? I like that juxtaposition there between some of the major chords in there earlier and the kind of jazzy, funky, palm muted, like up-down strums and the guitar parts, the kind of funky bits. We were getting heavy on it. The reduction, the recording, mixing, and mastering was fantastic, especially considering, you know, it's not like this was the 1920s or anything like that when we just started doing production. 30 years ago, technology in audio engineering and studio production has changed a lot over that time, but as I think I said at the start of the review, I feel as if the audio quality here is timeless. I think that someone could listen to this track nowadays and not realize that it's 30 years old. The EQing, stereo panning, the sound of the actual recorded instruments is near flawless. I like how easy to understand and discern everything is, whilst there's also a misty reverb to some of the parts, especially in those tom fills and stuff. There's a sense of emptiness in there that is contrasted with a lot of the interesting sort of more energetic and more caring vocal-led verse and chorus parts there. I really appreciate the fact that the stereo panning was done well, especially with those tom fills going around the headphones. The limiting compression was stunning. I'm really feeling positive about my experiences with Dou Wei at the moment. I really wish Dou Wei the best of luck in future. I don't know if they're still going. I mean, this says the album was released in 2022. So they've actually, I think they have been releasing songs by the look of it, which is stunning. So they've been going for almost 30 years now. You know, congratulations to Dou Wei for that. But effectively, you know, that is my review of this track for this SP Patrons video of Dou Wei's Longer Tomorrow. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please do go show Dou Wei some love via their various social medias and a Spotify page. Stay cool and stay safe, and please remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time, as they need the help more than ever with all the crazy stuff going on. Thanks again to Huang Zhudong for this SP Patrons request. I'll catch you in the next review. Spiderhands out.